right, okay, all right, here we go. I think I know what I want to say. Ooh, I know what I want to say at first, and then we'll just go from there. I'm tired of the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni situation.
Oh, brother.
And I'm gonna tell you why. But first, I need to give you a little bit of background information. I need to let you know what I know so that we can be on the same page.
Help me help you.
This isn't gonna be a full comprehensive breakdown of everything that's happening. I'll give you a few tidbits here and there if you're just not dialed in. This video is more so for anyone that has seen everything in the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case to consider another angle. Or I actually would even say if you don't know much about it, you can take some of the information that I'm gonna give you here and then interject it in the other videos that have a more comprehensive breakdown. But like I said, let me just start off with what I know. I find that people get really attached to situations and issues like this because I feel like we're in an era online where people tend to define their own character and their own morality through celebrities, content creators, or sometimes situations. The issue that I have with that is that if you define your morality, who you are, or your character by content creators or situations, when the content creator changes, you have to change. When the situation changes, you have to change. I think it's better to figure out what the trait you're supporting in the case is rather than attaching yourself to the person or as an advocate for either side in order to say who you are, okay? Does that make sense to you guys? That's one piece. Here's the second piece. I have been in content creation for about 10 years, and there's something that I've noticed that honestly disturbs me. But there's not much I can do other than tell you guys about some of this stuff behind the scenes, but also to really, really, really remind you to think critically and think about what is your role in this situation. Because all too often, celebrities or content creators will use the public to resolve issues that they cannot resolve internally. So let me tell you about something that happened several years ago. I found out about this months after everything had happened online from the person directly. What I'm going to tell you is a little shocking, but there is no point in dredging up this person's past, what happened, they have made it through. They don't want me to expose anything or do anything. They made it through. But I'm going to tell you this little piece of information because it might make you think about the shit that you see online a little bit more critically. And like I said also, I'm getting us on the same page. A couple years ago, there was a big controversy with a creator group. I'm not gonna say times, platforms, anything like this, but what's really important is this was a group of 4. This is not a group I've ever worked with, I've been involved with, or anything like that. I just know people that were involved. And that's how this kind of stuff happens. You end up getting the internal information that the public does not. This group had something happen and they basically launched into stardom. It was out of nowhere. They weren't just getting random content creator kind of deals. They were really about to hit the big leagues, all these deals and all of these things. The crazy thing is, I haven't even gotten to the Blake stuff and I'm already getting mad. They realized after a while that all this money was coming in and they didn't just have to split it 4 ways. They had to split it between the 4 of them, their agent, their manager, the ad sales company, and a lot of money was going out of their pocket. And don't even get me started on taxes. So some of them came up with a plan that if there were less people in the group, they would make more money. And so they took something that one of the people in the group did, months and months prior that literally nobody gave a shit about, and they repackaged it in a bow for the public. Everyone went absolutely wild with it. I heard about this, I would say months to maybe a year after it happened. And I went back and I looked at all the discourse. And what I couldn't believe was everyone online, they had opinions that made sense based on what they knew. They had information that made sense based off of what was made publicly available. And they had very strong opinions about these things, but they didn't know the core of it. You need to understand as the public when people are trying to manipulate you. You need to understand your role in the situation. And I think that the Justin and Blake stuff is, I think it's a big PR game, and I think that we're all the pawns of it. And also that story I gave you, that's one where I've talked to them. I feel comfortable sharing that much. Like, good luck. There's so many different groups out there. I want to get us on the same page so that I'm not just saying these things happen, you know, like I'm not going to dredge up like all the shit that's happened with somebody else in the past. However, it applies here because what ends up happening is if there's a situation, a business issue, and remember, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, this is a business issue. If there's 10 people involved in the issue overall, and 5 people know this very, very important piece of information, but these 5 people don't want anybody else to know, then the other 5 people that are part of the 10, they will never know this. And then when it gets out into the public, you will never know this either. But another tactic in PR is, hey, I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to give you everything. You can look at it all with your own eyes, but you don't know this. And this is a really big part of it. Okay, so I like that. Somebody said, obviously talking about Sesame Street. I love it. Yeah, dude, this is like a little traditional too. It's a lot, okay? Does this make sense to you guys so far? Like, there's a fucking piece of information missing with the Blake Lively and like Justin Baldoni stuff. And so even though they're saying to us, here's this, here are these texts, and oh my God, I cannot tell you how often I've been frustrated seeing people say stuff like, I want to see the evidence. Where's the evidence? This isn't like a crime case where there's specific evidence that's incriminating to one side or the other. What has happened here is one side is going to weave a narrative that they want to be real. And then the other side is going to weave a different narrative that they want to be real. And they're going to add in the evidence across point A and point B, and then it's just who has the better story. And of course, this is so annoying to say, but it's true. Somewhere in the middle is the truth. And here's my last little conspiracy thing before we go into looking at some of the messages and some of it, all of this. Bitch, I think Ryan Reynolds is way more involved in this than we know. I literally think that he is way more involved in this than we know. So that's what I think personally. So, like, you're not going to tell me that Ryan Reynolds, this is a piece of it, ran up to Justin Baldoni's agent at WME and demanded that he fire him, and Ryan Reynolds is all hot and bothered at an event and making a scene, and you're going to tell me that he's not more involved in that, but that's all I fucking heard of Ryan Reynolds? So, anyways, all of this to say, there is a big piece of information with this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni case that we in the public are not going to fucking know, man. We're not going to know. And I have no idea what it is. But I'm looking at you, Ryan Reynolds. Anyways, let's play a little game here. I'm going to pull up some of the biggest pieces of evidence across this case, and we're going to play Planted or Ryan Reynolds. Okay, not really, but I'm not going to look. I just want you to know, if you're going to watch this video, I'm not about to look at this from the side of, is Justin right or is Blake Lively right? I'm going to look at it from a side of, are we as the public being manipulated or not? That's how I want to look at it, okay? So when this all started, it went viral on TikTok. And what was going viral? Videos of Blake Lively being mean, okay? I thought this was a little odd. Let me play you the clip. This is from a video called The Blake Lively Interview That Made Me Want to Quit My Job. So this was the initial T. Sorry, I had to say it. Little known, I saw your comment. I had to say it. Okay.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got 2 nice ones.
And they are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are
you
you
like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so like...
Okay, a lot of people watched this clip and they immediately started saying, oh my God, Blake is an awful person. Like, she's such a bitch. This is awful. Because you know what's in this video? Mean girl energy. But I think it actually starts off, personally, I think it starts off with a language barrier. I think that, because isn't she...
Oh, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
I think that this was just a miscommunication or like a language barrier thing, and everything was just uncomfortable after that. Then you see Blake Lively and her friend.
You've got two nice ones.
And they are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps.
So it feels like Mean Girl energy because they're socializing and they're being close and then they're leaving the interviewer out of it. I think this video looks really, really bad for Blake because we've all been in this situation. A lot of us have been in this situation before where two girls kind of ganged up on us and made us feel like we were less than. I don't think that this video is horrible, but it's not. I don't think it's great for Blake. Hey, what do you guys think? Actually, now that you know everything going on, because when I first saw this, I was like, "What are people so mad about? It's not horrible." Okay, wait. Let's see what chat says. Timing was sus. She's being rude. Yes, she announced her pregnancy. I think it blown out of proportion. I feel that way too. It seems a bit disrespectful. I don't think this is bad. I don't see anything wrong. It's me. Yeah. So what I'm seeing in the chat, I'm seeing two different perspectives. And you know where those perspectives I think come from? It's whether we've been in a situation like this or not and like who you were out of this trio. So anyways, personally, I'm like, okay, this is the point of inception. But, a lot of people started asking afterwards, and we'll get to this, the New York Times article that came out, was this video released as part of a smear campaign? I thought this was a little strange. So the woman that runs this account, she didn't post anything for like a year. And then out of nowhere, like this was her first video back. She got 6 million views on it. And then it appears that she hired some type of company. If you look at her page, her thumbnails started to change. And not only did her thumbnails start to change, but there was more descriptions in there. There were links to her other videos. This isn't just her restarting her YouTube career and like, oh, okay, the Blake video did well. Let's keep posting. Somebody helped her with this. Like, somebody made her thumbnails for her. The thumbnails completely changed. Her titling completely changed. This is a YouTube style title. Somebody helped her with this. So I genuinely believe that somebody was behind helping her restart this channel. Those are just my thoughts. And you know what else it could be too? It could be that lady was an interviewer for a couple years and she has a lot of raw footage of different celebrities and somebody like partnered up with her and was like, we can really do something with that. You have all this raw footage that these celebrities consented to. So I think that there is some kind of business partner behind that lady's channel. It just doesn't really seem normal. By the way, guys, I want to remind you, this is not a full comprehensive breakdown of everything. The pieces that I'm trying to give you are anything that I think were major moments that the public was shifted, okay? The next thing that happened is a big article comes out in the New York Times. And dude, I gotta say, yo, when this came out, I was like, this is fucking ghastly. They were leaked text messages from the people that were running the public relations campaigns pertaining to Justin Baldoni and the movie and whatnot. And what they alleged in this article was that Justin Baldoni and his team coordinated to smear Blake Lively ahead of the movie. I gotta say, these texts were bad. So when they came out with this article, one of the PR ladies had actually said through text message, quote, we can bury anybody, but I can't write that to him. I will. I'll be very tough. This case is such a big deal because the fucking PR people's text messages got leaked. They're talking about us. When she says we can bury anybody, she's talking about burying Blake Lively. She's saying that the PR machine has enough power behind it to smear Blake Lively in the public. Previously, they did this through relationships with newspapers and tabloids and whatnot. But now with social media, these PR teams have had to learn how to socially engineer us. I actually called this out a couple of months ago on I Got Nothing when I was talking about Megan Thee Stallion, and I said that I think that Megan Thee Stallion had a paid PR smear campaign behind her. I've never seen so many goddamn meme pages talking about Tory Lanez. When the fuck have you guys ever cared about Tory Lanez? Sorry, you guys know I'm a Megan warrior. So, when I first see this, by the way, do you guys see what I mean now? This is not about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Bitch, this play is about us. They're manipulating us. BOZE, what is a smear campaign? You know what? I'm going to explain this in terms of a Twitter group chat, okay? Some of you guys have probably experienced this before. If you're a bit older, you'll know how to do this, right? Let's say there's a Twitter group chat of Dream fans, okay? And they all love Minecraft, and they put together this little group chat with 10 different people, and everyone comes in, and they're all introducing themselves, and they're like, I love Dream. I love whoever the fuck else is in Dream's group. I love da-da-da-da. They're sharing edits. They're sharing everything, and everything always starts out really, really great. But let's say there's another group chat, and in the other group chat, there's only like 4 of them. It's like the more private one. And they start to say, oh, I don't really like Alexa. She's so annoying. Yeah, whatever. But Alexa doesn't know this. She's in the other group chat and she's still, here's my favorite clip from George Not Found the stream today. And then they're in the other group chat and they're like, dude, she's so fucking annoying. Whatever. So let's say these 4 people on the other side, they start looking for ways that Alexa has fucked up and they keep track of all of those. And then those 4 people, using the power that they have as a unit, would come forth, and whether through a public Twitter statement or just through the group chat or something like that, they would say, Alexa has some really concerning behaviors. And here's the proof. And they'll just take any small little stupid thing that Alexa did over the course of a couple of months and collect it. And then they'll put it together and they'll be like, yeah, she's really bad news. And then everyone, out of fear of being shunned by their community, will not associate with Alexa anymore. Alexa has now been smeared. This shit happens, and it happens all the time with creators. It happens with influencers. It happens with celebrities all the time. If a group decides that they don't need you anymore, you're fucked. So anyways, back to Blake and Justin Baldoni. When I first see this article come out that their PR team said, we can bury anybody. We can bury Blake Lively. I'm going to tell you right now, girl, my heart was 100% Team Blake. I've seen it happen before. It's fucking happened to me before. It's happened to friends that I know. Women, when it sounded to me like somebody had decided to smear Blake on, she's a bitch and she's not a girl's girl. Look at this, And so when I first heard this, I was like, Team Blake. Team Blake. Here are some more text messages from the PR people. Melissa says, this is Justin Baldoni's PR team. Melissa, to the other PR person, says, Jen, this went so well. I'm fucking dying. I have to call you later in a bit and tell you how this went. It was genius. The play is about us. She said, so okay, we have the 4 majors standing down on HR complaint, and I think we're fine on that bit. They're vaguely texting about the smear campaign that they are coordinating while they manipulate the public. Here's another message from Melissa Nathan. She says, the majority of socials are so pro-Justin, and I don't even agree with half of them. LOL. No integrity in her work. Doesn't care what she's doing. Doesn't care what she's supporting. She is getting paid. And what is she getting paid to do? To make Blake Lively look bad. It sounds like teenage girls to me. Yeah, well, they were getting paid a salary to decide what you think about things that you read online. So, So then here's Justin's text, okay? So this is before Justin came out with his lawsuit and tried to fire back, okay? Here's a message where Justin sent her a text, and it's about Hailey Bieber. And it's somebody basically saying Hailey Bieber's a bad person. It says Hailey Bieber's history of bullying many women, not just Selena Gomez, throughout the years. A thread. And it's the thread of all of Hailey Bieber's bad behavior. So Justin texted this to the PR agency and said, this is what we would need, okay? And the other lady says, yes, I just spoke to Melissa about this on the break and about what we discussed last night for social and digital. Focus on Reddit, TikTok, and Instagram. How do we know that these texts are real? They were published by the New York Times, who had to vet the text messages. Also, this lady that worked at the PR firm, she quit, and these were sent on a work phone. And then the PR agency that she worked for still had the work phone. So when they started this investigation, all of her text messages got out. However, I do want to say, I love that you just asked if these texts are real. I really appreciate that because everything's getting pretty convoluted these days, huh? So, girl, who said, what did Haley do? Daya, get out. Haley ain't do nothing. You're missing the point. So Justin texted this to his PR team and said, this is what we would need. I want to note, when people are having conversations like this, when they're doing sneaky things, they speak very vaguely. They don't want their messages getting out. They know that they shouldn't be talking too much about this PR stuff. They think these texts are just vague enough to kind of fly under the radar. So this big New York Times article comes out where, there's a lot of information that says that it seems like this Blake Lively stuff might have been planted. Wait. Oh my God. Yo, I'm not going to lie. This text is crazy. Hold on. Here's another one from the PR lady, okay? This is from a different one, from Jennifer Abel. Thanks for the call. Confidentially, I'm out to dinner with a friend of 12 years who writes for People Magazine, Fox News, In Touch, US Weekly, and she's fully briefed of the situation and is armed and ready to take this story of Blake weaponizing feminism to any of her outlets. The minute we give her the green light, she hates Blake. She's heard the story before and will do anything for us. Just FYI, smiley face. I'm coming back to the point. This is not about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. It's about you and the PR machine. She said it right there. She's got her nose in People Magazine, Fox News, In Touch, US Weekly. They said on the other one, Reddit, TikTok. How many times have you read a comment or a tweet or something and it was written by a PR person? How many times has somebody been paid $400 to tweet something out? So hard to even go through more of this, dude. Okay. So that's like an overview of that part. Like I said, just reiterating one more time, there's more comprehensive out there. And I'm sorry if anybody's like, you're missing this or you're missing that. I'm telling you right now, I don't give a shit about Justin Baldoni or Blake Lively because they're both manipulating me. And I don't fuck with that. I don't like when people manipulate me. It pisses me off. After this comes out and Justin Baldoni is under fire for possibly orchestrating a smear campaign against Blake Lively, well, then some more information comes out. And it's basically that Blake says she was sexually harassed on set by Mr. Baldoni, and she was just trying to defend the other women on set. And I'm saying this as a person that when I first read the New York Times, I was like, Team Blake, 100%. I know, okay, I'm not supposed to fucking say this. I'm going to say it anyways. I'm just going to say it. I don't care. I'll take the L on it. There are some people that are lying to you and they are lying to us and they weaponize feminism and they weaponize relationships with women and they weaponize the things that happen to us to use to their own advantage, okay? It happens sometimes. So when I start reading through these things, I want to know, are you really with the girls or are you using the girls as a shield? And honestly, I think it's okay for me to ask that question. And it's okay for you to ask that question too. Oh, here's a question from Tiny Crystals. BOZE, why would people do this? That's a great question. You should figure out people's motives because sometimes their motives are not what they say they are. Just because someone says, I am doing this because of XYZ, doesn't mean that they're doing it because of XYZ. Yo, honestly, bro, am I going to upload this video? Because this video is literally me grabbing you and shaking you and saying, hey, bitch, not everything you read is real, okay? And you don't have to tie your whole life to it. You'll have more energy and you'll be happier. Okay. Blake said that she was harassed on set. And she wrote this in a public complaint. Well, the first way that it got around was it was filed, and then other people on set saw this document that we're about to see. Let's look at what Blake's complaints are, okay? So, and also, you'll notice throughout this story, the public and the media, it changes sides all the time. Now I understand why you guys didn't understand anything that I was talking about in the intro of the video, probably because some of you guys weren't briefed on the case. Now, does it make a little more sense about what I was saying, where there's usually a piece of information that we as the public do not know and will never know. All we know is what they put on the plate for us. And I'm telling y'all right now, that plate is fucking dirty and the food's not real, okay? Here's what Blake's complaint said. I want to say this is a really big statement. When you read this, no more showing nude videos or images of women, including producer's wife, to Blake Lively and her employees. This is implicative that, to me, I would think, are you showing sex videos? Are you showing nudes? Are you showing explicit material or something? It came out that what he showed her, which actually, honestly, is really weird, was a video of somebody's live birth, like of their wife or something giving birth. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want to see that. I don't. However, wording it like this, no more showing nude videos or images of women. 2, no more mention of Mr. Baldoni or Mr. Heath's previous pornography addiction or BL's lack of pornography consumption to BL or other crew members. 3, no more discussions to Blake Lively and or her employees about personal experiences with sex, including as it relates to spouses or others. This is sounding pretty bad so far, right? 4, no more mention to Blake Lively or her employees of personal times that physical consent was not given in sexual acts as either of the abuser or the abused. 5, no more descriptions of their own genitalia to Blake Lively. If you were to read all of this, this sounds fucking horrible. Can you imagine being a woman on set and reading this document that this is what was going on behind the scenes and hearing that Blake Lively is fighting for an intimacy coordinator so that we can all be safe? Well, you would certainly get behind it. Almost all of these claims that were in here ended up being refuted in Baldoni's lawsuit. Not entirely at all. I want to be super clear on that, okay? Because remember, fuck both these people, okay? What ended up happening was almost every single one of these points had a complete alternate to what they were saying. And instead, this document that I just showed you was taking every bad situation that happened and framing it in the worst way possible, that this place was unsafe for women. Anybody would believe this. Anybody. It is critical. It is detailed. But then if you go and look at the suit, it's very interesting that they explain almost exactly which one of these points are. And I started to feel like I was being manipulated, because what I read, every single fucking thing that's up here, man, is completely unacceptable. The way that it was presented to me and the way that it's phrased, anybody would say that this is not okay on set. But what I found strange was when they went through and explained all of these things in Baldoni's lawsuit, a lot of people said, well, wait a minute, this isn't how it was presented. It was kind of twisted. This is the point where I personally disconnected from the Baldoni and like Lively lawsuit, because I feel like I'm being fucking manipulated by both sides. Okay? We're literally just being spoon-fed whatever sounds the best to the public. That's what it fucking is, man. I've been saying this whole time that they're taking pieces of whatever they have and they're fitting it into different narratives. I read somewhere that there's bombshell video footage of Baldoni, violating Blake's boundaries or something like that. Before you guys draw any hard lines in the sand on who you believe, I want you to remember that both of them have all of the raw rolling footage of that movie. They have hours and hours and hours and hours of audio recordings, videos, everything, because both of them had a cut of the raw footage to finish the movie. Blake Lively had a cut, and so did Justin Baldoni. So what do I think is probably coming next? Cropped footage from set that points it one direction or the other. We're not going to get fucking 900 hours of recorded stuff. We're going to get 20 minutes of whatever fits into whatever narrative is possible. Before you take any hard sides on whether you are Team Blake or whether you're Team Baldoni, don't do that to yourself, sister. And you know, something else too, Lemon said, I want more evidence than text. These people were on set every single day. Text messages are not hard evidence. They spoke through text and email probably 25% of the time. 75% of those conversations were in person. They were in person. Like, Blake's complaint comes out, the sexual harassment comes out, the intimacy coordinator comes out. God, there's so many details. One that I really didn't like was there was a text message where Justin Baldoni told Blake Lively, hey, all of your demands were met and we've got the intimacy coordinator. We've got a great lady. Would you like to meet her? And Blake Lively said, no, I don't need to meet her. All good. Thanks. I was like, wait a minute. That was a huge fucking red flag to me. Like you're fighting for an intimacy coordinator for all of us on set, but you don't want to meet the intimacy coordinator? Like, I just thought that was really strange. After the new year, Justin Baldoni starts to fight back hard and fast. He starts to refute some of Blake's claims, one of which was Blake said that Justin Baldoni was coming into her trailer unannounced while she was topless. That's how Blake phrased it. She said Justin Baldoni was coming into her trailer unprompted while she was topless. Justin Baldoni ended up releasing a text message where Blake literally told him, hey, you can come on into the trailer so we can practice lines. I'm just breastfeeding right now. Come on in. Like, to fucking, sorry, this is me getting pissed when I feel like I get manipulated. To phrase it as a man is coming in my trailer while I'm topless and not saying anything, to switch up to, well, actually she was breastfeeding and she literally sent him a text that said, come on in, we can run lines. I'm like, dude, fuck both of you guys for that. Real talk, man. I like that one was crazy to me. Okay. So Baldoni starts consent isn't revocable now. That is a totally different conversation. This is about framing things to the public. That's what that's about. Oh my God. Who said that? In the new year, Baldoni comes back hard and fast, filing a $400 million lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, as well as a few other people. He basically says that what actually happened during the filming is Blake didn't like him. Blake did not believe in his ability to direct. Blake did not think that he should have had the rights to this film. And he is basically saying that Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds conspired to take control of the film. And if you did not know this, technically, they somewhat succeeded. Justin Baldoni, who had originally started the project and basically got it greenlit, he found a book that he liked. It was like a Colleen Hoover book or something, and he got the rights to turn it into a movie, and he casted Blake Lively. Well, subsequently, Blake, I guess, didn't like the way that he operated, and she took the movie. The version of It Ends With Us, the movie that this is all about, is not Justin Baldoni's cut of it. It's actually Blake Lively's cut of it. And that is true. She did kind of take the movie from him that he set up. I mean, I guess. I don't fucking know. That's what it seems like of what's on my plate, right? Okay. Oh, wait. I have all those messages for you. I have them. They're right here. I don't know why it's formatted like this, but in order for something to be submitted for the lawsuit, it's got to be real. So here you go, really quick. Here's the message where Blake said to Justin, I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out lines. And it's dated. And this is the one where she claimed that he was going into her trailer when she was topless. Like, I'm so mad about that. Because you know what? Also, I don't know if you guys remember, somebody asked me about this the day of the New York Times article. And I said fucking Team Blake, okay? I said it. It was like a couple weeks ago on stream. And now I'm middle of the road, sister. I'm middle of the road. Baldoni's angle is basically refuting some of the stuff that she said in her list of on-set needs. And then he is also claiming that Blake Lively and adjacently Ryan Reynolds conspired to take control of the film and to also get her this very serious like producer credit. Here is an internal text message from a producer and somebody else. They said, he cannot let her have opinions on everything. The other person said, Blake? And then he said, or she's co-directing this film. Yes. And he said, yeah, we were talking about that a lot yesterday. And this person very adamantly is like, exactly, like this is something they've noticed or something. He said, this is why everyone is starting to lose it. We've been talking about the same thing for months. And he said, yep, it's starting to get resolved. And this producer said, no, it's not. So those are text messages where two producers or two people that worked on the movie are trying to say that Blake has taken control of everything. This is from a group chat called Dream Team. This is Justin Baldoni's group chat with his editors and other people that work on the film. I guess it's just their like internal chat. So one editor says, hey, just checking in. Hope you're hanging in there. We're going to get through this, damn it. And Justin said, thanks for checking in. I've sat with it, and I think the best path forward spiritually and what's best for the movie is that I suck it up and let her in. I've seen a message requesting that it start on the 18th, and then we would just let her in until she leaves, and then her cuts and updates throughout the process. I'll let you guys know what she says. Thanks for being awesome, Dream Team. Another editor said, we got you. And the other one said, I think that sounds like a very good plan on all fronts. Justin said, we made a beautiful baby together. The baby might not grow up with tone, exactly who we thought, but it's still beautiful. That's what I'm holding on to. Very proud of us. So one thing that I think is in here is like, this is how he talks to his team. I don't like that the text message is cut off, but okay. So this editor says, wow, I can't say I'm shocked because I was hoping that you were going to be able to not let this beat you down. And it sounds like you have achieved that. And yes, the movie we handed her was so good that even if it's been screwed with, the base work will still shine through. The last I heard was she was putting back a fair amount of our version, just not sure what that entailed or to what extent. I guess you'll find out today. Hang in there and we'll all catch up when the wounds are not quite as fresh. Sending love to you both. So to reiterate this theory that Blake and Ryan could have stolen the movie from someone that they deemed less competent, it also came out in Baldoni's lawsuit that on the night of the premiere, he was asked to go down to the basement because Blake didn't want to see him. And not just him, his entire party. All of his friends and family and his dream team that were in the group chat, while Blake and, you know, the people that she worked on the movie with were celebrating the premiere and taking photos and whatnot. They sent the director down to the basement. So here's an audio from that. So this is a voice memo that came from Baldoni's messages. But also, mind you, this was released by Baldoni's team.
Could have been one of the most beautiful nights of my life career-wise. I literally was sent to the basement with all my friends and family for over an hour because I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast. So they ushered me off the carpet and they sent us down to the basement. We were down there together, my friends and family, the people that love me the most, and we start laughing because of the ridiculousness.
I got the
of this
pictures.
whole thing. And I realized, like, on a night that was supposed to be so materialistically joyful, I was in the basement.
He goes on to say that the alleged incident made him reflect on what was important.
So this is them. This is him and his team and family on premiere night. They are indeed downstairs in the basement. And it looks like they're really trying to make the most of it. This is them on the premiere night. Guys, there's so much additional information here. Here's another Blake Lively text that got out. And then I think we're mostly caught up here. Blake Lively says, as for blank and Ryan, and blank for that matter, she says, I am the luckiest motherfucker on the planet to have them as my dance moms level stage moms. They are embarrassingly effusive. I have no idea what she's talking about here. Let's just read it and see where it goes. That said, they're also my most trusted partners and the people I go to first with anything creative I touch. And I'm the person they each go to first. That reciprocal creativity and support has been one of my life's greatest and fulfilling gifts. When they loved and signed off on the pages, I felt good to send them to you. They asked you what you thought specifically after. They checked in so many times. I told you that you laughed a bunch and said it's probably a blend, but you appreciate my passion so much. Which of course didn't feel great for me or them to have my passion be praised instead of my specific contribution, or even just that you didn't like the pages, which is fine also. This is a strange message to me because I feel like she's being really indirect. I feel like she wants something or she needs something or something happened, but it feels, I don't know why, it doesn't feel very direct. Anyways, so she said, so I think they wanted you and me to see how they felt about the work because they've been on my side for far too many experiences where I've been overlooked. She said, I spoke to you about this when we first met. They've watched me handwrite scripts because the director is too afraid to send the FDX file, yet he scans and has someone hand type 120 pages of rewrites. They've watched me be hired as a writer and paid a significant fee for it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so she's saying that she's been fucked over a lot on every movie that she's worked on. They've watched the other side of it too, where I'm told at signing that if I wanted to be a true collaborator, but once we get to work, I'm really just wanted as a yes man, audience and actor. Wait, hold on. Can I say... I get what she's saying because I've worked on stuff before where I contribute a lot and I'm kind of overlooked and it's just this. But I do not think that Blake Lively was ever hired onto this film to be a producer. She was hired as an actor. Like I get the minimization, but to me, I'm like, she was hired on as an actor. So why are we? I mean, I guess if you rewrite scripts, you should get some credit. I don't know. Let's go back to the end of this one. Both Ryan and Blank have established themselves as absolute titans as writers and storytellers outside of their primary gig. You hear that? Ryan Reynolds is a titan. He's a titan. And guess who's not a titan? And guess who shouldn't have this movie because they're not a titan? That's what... Dude, do you guys understand now why I'm like, I'm really not rocking with both these people. I'm not rocking with both of them because I think Baldoni playing the same game as her. I think Blake is playing the same game and more shit is coming. More shit is coming. So the best thing I can do is sit here and tell you, hey, motherfuckers, this stuff, it's complicated. I'm so lucky to have them as creative barometers, but also to have them as the people who prop me up and make sure I'm seen for all I can and do offer because they know firsthand all I contribute. They also know I'm not always as good at making sure I'm seen and utilized for fear of threatening egos or fear of affecting the ease of the process. They don't give a shit about that, and because of that, everyone listens to them with immense respect and enthusiasm. So I guess I have to... wait a minute. So I guess I have to stop worrying about people liking me. Is this a threat? Both Ryan and Blank have established themselves as absolute titans and writers outside of their primary gig, but I have them as people who prop me up and make sure I'm seen for all I do. They know firsthand what I contribute. And then she says, everyone listens to them with immense respect and enthusiasm. So I guess I have to stop worrying about people liking me. It's a veiled threat. Dude, what she's saying is her husband and somebody else are really powerful and they will protect her. And this is a veiled threat. However, I ask you this, and I don't have the answer to this, okay? I don't. Why did Blake Lively feel like she got into a place where she needed to put out any kind of veiled threat of the people that support her? Or did she feel like she had to? Was she pushed to a point? Or is this a trait that she has of like intimidation? Or did Ryan say fucking send this shit? Like, I don't fucking know, you know? I can't believe I'm saying this. I am going to semi-defend Blake in this one. I'm just giving you all angles. Okay, so here's the text that had everybody on edge this week. Blake Lively sent Justin Baldoni a text and said, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi. And like her, I happen to have a few dragons. For better or worse, but usually for better. Because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you. One, not only is this a threat, it's actually a fork in the road. It's a choice. It's either my dragons are gonna set you on fire, or you can benefit from my power as well. Do you see it? Am I tripping on that? Do you see it? So we really all benefit from these gorgeous monsters of mine, these things I control, and you can benefit from them too. Okay, actually, this shit is fucking manipulative. I will say though, this is funny. It is funny. It's kind of funny. I know y'all read this text message and you said, all right, we're gonna take this L. However, I'm still Team Blake. Wait, do any Blake defenders, do you guys have a statement on this? By the way, Blake defenders and Baldoni defenders and media haters and Reynolds haters, you're all welcome here. I've told you my take. By saying I don't support either of them, I'm not being middle of the road. I have spoken so fucking much in this video. You could not ask for more of an opinion from me, okay? Like, that's, yo, you know what? Random Ronnie, I'm gonna take that because I agree with you. Random Ronnie said, I'm just a hater. You know what? In this situation, I told y'all this before. I'm like a Megan Thee Stallion defender, a warrior, okay? I am. But like, yo, this one, I'm sitting out of this one because fuck both of y'all. Remember I said in the beginning of this that this is a video for people that they either know everything about the Blake Lively and Baldoni case, or for people that just want an alternate perspective before they start diving into everything. But I encourage you, I implore you, and I honestly, girl, I beg you to, 1, consider the source of everything you're reading. 2, consider the motive. And 3, consider you as the audience member. What do they want you to feel and why? You have a bigger part of this than just picking a side. That's what they want you to do. Going through this case, honestly, to me, is a fucking opportunity for understanding media literacy and manipulation in the public. Because the most damning thing that's in here is they figured out how to manipulate social media. You saw the messages yourself. They said Reddit, TikTok, Twitter, they're great right now. We're doing so well. We're killing it on Reddit right now. That's what they said. So consider the source, because you are the subject.